Hey guys, what's up? This is Mel, and I'm back to talk about the new series Shadowhunters. This time, episode 102, titled The Descent into Hell is Easy, which premiered on TV Tuesday, January 19, 2016, but it was actually released online the same day the premiere aired. So I went to go see it early, but I probably either post this on the 19th, maybe earlier, depends if I'm impatient, who knows. But let's get started. Thanks again for those tuning in and checking out not only this new series, but my video responses for it. As you can tell, you don't get to see me this time. I'm not always going to do that. It's more going to be this style, but you never know. I might have my face pop up every now and then. You never know. So first things first, I'll try not to spoil anything from the books, but if I make a comment about whether I notice a difference, I will do that. I only know up to the first 3 books, so keep that in mind. And yeah, so this audio is gonna keep going, no edits to it, so all my pauses are genuine, just to let you know. And let's get started with the 10-minute clock. And here we go. So what is something new that we learned in this episode specifically? We actually get quite a few definitions or clarifications in mythology when it comes to the Shadow World, or the Shadowhunter world, however you want to call it. But like one thing, Warlock is part demon, part human, but they are immortal, so they live for eternity. So like Dot, like Magnus, and I was kind of thankful for that, because after how we saw Dot in the premiere last week, her falling out the window, I thought she was dead, and I actually liked Dot, so it was great to have that reminder of the fact that Dot is immortal, and the fact that we got to see her in this episode was great, because I definitely did not want to see her die quite yet. We got more history about Jace, Alec, and Isabel, not only as what they do as Shadowhunters, but their family dynamic as well. Alec and Isabel are the blood siblings, but their family took Jace in when he was just 10 years old. So Isabel, she kind of grew up with him as a brother. So there's that. You got a little briefly a bit more about Jace and the fact that his dad died when he was 10. He didn't know who his mom was and stuff like that. So you read the books, you kind of know the history of it, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty much the same here, except for the fact that all our characters have aged a bit more. I'll get back to that later. Next thing we learn is who Clary's father is, and she finds out through a wiped memory of hers, apparently around when she was 16, I believe, and she overhears Jocelyn and Luke talking about her being a Shadowhunter and her being the daughter of Valentine, which just shocks Clary in the present day when she uncovers this. We also see the City of Bones, and we're introduced to the Silent Brothers. We're also told of the Shadowhunters' Creed, and it's actually the title of this episode, or part of it. The Descent into Hell is Easy. So I like that tie-in. And another character we meet is Hodge, and he's a fellow Shadowhunter who was in the Circle, but for his betrayal, he was basically condemned to stay in the Institute, where he can never leave. What I like about Hodge is the fact that the way he's introduced, he's training someone with weapons. The fact that he's shirtless, it's not like physically appealing, like sure, he's great looking and everything, but what I liked about it is the fact that you see all these runes on his body, you see these scars on his body, you see that he is a very skilled hunter in a sense. So it's like, it's not like he hasn't been in the field and he's just stuck teaching kids that are coming into this business, but he's a warrior, and he has the scars and the runes to prove it. And I really like that's how we were introduced to Hodge. And that whole bit about him having a rune to silence him about anything with Valentine, that was pretty intense. That was very intense. And I did like how it was executed though. So it was very good. Another thing, we learn more history about Valentine and the Circle members and the betrayal they did 18 years ago. How Jocelyn's mixed up with that. How Hodge, who was a dear friend of Jocelyn's, got mixed up in that too. So it was great to get some history. We learned that everybody wants the Mortal Cup. It's not just Valentine. Apparently the vampires want them, and they take a little someone with them as collateral damage. And I'll just say it now. Spoiler alert, Simon. They took Simon, and I will talk about that later on too. And on a side note, we see Luke trying to find Clary, and he's also trying to hide her existence. So he goes back to her burned room, tries to take all the remaining pieces that could point to where Clary could be. He's trying to hide her while also trying to find her as well. So that's his little side mission. But yeah, as far as runes go, we got mentions of the healing rune that's, for example, on Clary's neck now. And then we also see the clairvoyance rune, which was explained in the City of Bones. Apparently it's a rune that Clary's been drawing, or she's familiar with, yet didn't know the meaning of. So there's that. I might have missed a few, but we did see speed through Izzy being displayed. I don't think we actually learned any new runes or that, so it's just the two. So next, most shocking moment of the episode. For those of you who have not read the books, I'll probably say the most shocking part is the identity of Clary's father being Valentine. But since I already read the books and I knew that, I'd have to say the next shocking moment would have to be the level of hatred that Alec has for the Mundanes. I mean, it's like he has like a superiority complex towards them, but it's highly amusing as well. Just his little comments, even though they come off as rude and inconsiderate and insensitive, they're still entertaining to see, and it's very consistent with Alec. It's very consistent. It's not like he starts and then he stops doing it. It's very consistent. And there's even a whole Tumblr page GIF going around about that. It's pretty entertaining how many times he makes a note of it in this one episode alone. So, well, I don't get why he doesn't like mundane so much, but his dislike for them is very evident for sure. I don't know. I guess the shocking is just how far he would take it, in a sense. But at least they're just words in comments. It's not like he's killing mundanes or anything like some other people. So at least it's not that far. Still like Alec though. I'm still saying it. Is entertaining. I'll just keep it at that. So top 3 favorite moments. First one has to be the development of the Shadowhunters. They all have their very distinct personalities. Alec with his by-the-book behavior, always referring to the fact that, oh, we're breaking the rules, we gotta report to someone about this, or the fact that he does not like mundanes. I think he just doesn't like outsiders in general, and pretty much everyone is an outsider, is usually a mundane, except for Clary, who is a hidden shadow hunter. So he's kind of put her in the mundane category, so maybe that's why he doesn't like them. He doesn't like outsiders, maybe that's the case. There's also Jace and the fact that he always believes he's right, or he's the answer to everything. He's very highly of himself. Izzy with her flirtatious attitude, yet strong. She's very comfortable with who she is. Even with Simon, trying to find humor in the situation. He's always making these comments to try to hide the fact that he's freaking out over his world being ripped out from under him. So I really like that you definitely get to see these character traits in these characters in this episode in itself. I really like that. Also, when learning about these different characters, in this episode they made it very clear on who is related to who, or who's interested in who, or who's not interested in who. It's like they made it a point to clarify to every character involved that so-and-so is single, so-and-so is not attached, so-and-so doesn't feel like this. Because Clary asks Izzy in an indirect way whether there's something between her and Chase. Izzy denies there ever being one, and then Izzy shows her interest in Simon, and then Clary and Simon clarify that they aren't together when Jace makes the assumption. So it's like they need to clarify that so that everyone's on the same page. So it's not like, oh, I thought he was your boyfriend, or I thought she was interested in you. And it's like, yeah, I just found that really odd. Yet I understand why that needed to be said, to kind of like clear the air, and the fact that, oh, I'm not seeing anyone, so you can have an interest in me. So I don't know, I just wanted to bring that up. I've definitely noticed that a lot happening in this episode. Next favorite moment has to be Clary and Jace. The support that they have, the banter between them, and I found it really, it's not really odd in a sense, but they technically just met that night officially, and they're already at the hand-holding stage. There's quite a few times where you see Jace grabbing Clary's hand and them holding it for a time being. I like the pairing. I like them in the books. I just find it that it's second episode already in. It's still technically the same night that she woke up, and they're already at the hand-holding stage, even though there's only been like banter and the fact that she's solely focused on finding her mom, and he wants to be there for her. He wants to help her find her mom. Oh, there's the 10-minute timer. I definitely went over. Sorry about that. So I'll just move on to the next favorite part, aside from Jace and Clary, is that the way we see the Hunter world, or the Shadow world, it's not half-assed. It's not like they're telling us a whole bunch of stuff and then we're not seeing it. I like that we get to see their powers. I like that we get to see the runes. I like that we get to see different aspects within the Shadow world. Yes, we didn't see Luke turn into, spoiler again, a werewolf, but we saw the signs that he did turn into this creature behind the car. Makes sense why we didn't see it. It's going to be for a big reveal later on. But I like that it's not like, oh, he can do this. Instead, they're showing us. So I really like that nothing's really being hidden if we're supposed to see it. It's like it's not happening off camera or anything like that. Another mentionable I should do, it's up there for favorite, but it's not top 3. But it's just the scene where Jace was drawing a rune in his arm, and then he grabs Simon's hand so that the rune can activate through Simon, and Simon's reaction to Jace this grabbing his hand is just hilarious. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know that Jace needs to do that in order for the rune to apply to Simon and allow him to see what's in the Institute. It's just Simon's just the way he tries to smoothly react to it, yet doesn't. It was funny. I'll just leave it at that. Top 3 peeved moments. First one has to be when Simon puts on his headphones in the van. Sure, he's looking through music, but then Izzy hears something and she leaves to go investigate. And she tells him to stay in the van and to not leave the van. Okay, that's fine. But why in the hell would you put these noise-canceling ear headphones on you when there's a possible threat around? I mean, who does that? And then when he got pulled from inside the van itself, I kept thinking, did you not check the car before you went in? I mean, you know that you're in like uncharted territory, and their van is huge with the back part being for storage, so wouldn't you check it before you sit inside it just in case? I mean, yeah, that just really annoyed me. It's like common sense. Why would you put your headphones on that can cancel any noise? And, well, he got taken for it by some vampires. So, yeah, I'm not really feeling sorry about that for Simon, but kind of could have been prevented. I'm just saying. Another peeved moment has to be that no one has questioned the necklace that Clary has on. When she touches it, she sees flashes of what's happening with Jocelyn or what's happening with Dot. And I find it odd that no one has brought question to it. Has no one brought up the fact that she's getting these visions through her necklace. I know she probably made a comment on the fact that, like, she's alluding to the fact that she gets these visions and she knows some of the answers that they were asking for, but I don't think they specifically said it was through the necklace, but that she was getting these visions through the necklace. So, and also when it glows purple, do they see that glow, or is it just for us to know that it's been activated? Just curious. Last peach moment is that if Valentine killed Dot at the very end, then that's got to be my peach moment, because I do not want to see Dot dead yet. I want to see more, for sure, because then she opens another gateway into the Warlock community. Magnus does that now for sure, but he's kind of in the wind trying to protect his own people from Valentine's witch hunt, I guess you can say. So really don't want Dot dead, but it wasn't looking good for her. Okay, next segment. What moment will I remember most as a look back? The fact that Clary went to see the Silent Brothers and learned that Valentine was her father. I thought in the visit she was going to learn a lot more from her wiped memories, but I guess that was a small enough memory to really shock it into her system. So there's that. Okay, random questions. First one, is there any chance that Dot and Magnus are related, or do all Warlocks just know each other? When they had that brief scene together, they definitely seemed familiar with each other. So I'm not sure if it's just for the fact that they run in the same Warlock circle, or they've worked together in the past. I mean, they're immortal, right? So at some point in their history, they must have crossed paths. So I'm just wondering if it's like that, or if they're actually related by either their demon parent or their human parent, maybe. I don't know. But even in that brief little moment between them, I would have loved to see more scenes between Magnus and Dot, even if it's just friendship-wise. That would be perfect. Just to see how two Warlocks interact with each other in itself, as well as two Warlocks who seem to be familiar with one another. That'd be great, too. Next question. If I didn't know any better, I would think that Clary and Simon were or have dated before, despite the denials that they haven't. Did anyone else get that feeling? I mean, I feel like if I was just an outsider and I walked by and I saw them together, I would think that they were dating. And I wouldn't know any other way unless they actually told me, no, they aren't dating. So, did anyone else get that vibe? I can't remember if it was like that in the books or not. So, I'm just wondering if they're just laying on the fact that they have a really close friendship. Like, they're best of friends, they're a package deal and all that jazz. Okay, predictions. Last moment, I'll try to wrap it up. But I think next issue is going to get Simon back. And the synopsis for 103 actually supports this, with mentions of the group going into the vampire lair to try to get Simon back. So that's definitely a new sector of the world we're going to get a sneak peek into. So I can't wait for that. And to see how the vampires are going to be portrayed in this series. Another prediction, Luke is going to try and find Clary and Jocelyn. I don't know which one he is more focused on specifically, or if he even knows that Jocelyn is... Well, I guess he kind of knows that Jocelyn's been taken through Dot. But I guess he's going to try to find Clary and kind of secure her position and keep her safe, and then go after Jocelyn. Or I guess he's kind of doing both. Trying to figure out information about Valentine and his crew while also trying to track Clary down. So, he's going to try to find that. I don't know how long it'll be until we actually see Luke confronting Clary again. Hopefully it's soon. Another prediction. I believe Clary and Jace are going to grow closer as they try to find not only her mom, but now her best friend. So there's that. And the closer they get, I believe his dislike is going to grow as well. Because he doesn't like that Clary is intruding on his partnership, I guess you can say, with Jace. So there's issues like that. And another prediction. Well, it's not really prediction. It's just bringing up the question I had last week in regards to their ages. Just wondering if anyone else has any idea. I know they're a few years older than their book counterparts. I mean, Clary is 18 in the premiere, and that's like the only age we know for sure. In the book, she's 15 when it starts, so that's about 2 years older, 2 years difference. And she and Simon are meant to be in college, or they're just starting college. And Chase, Alec are supposed to be in their 20s, so maybe Isabel too. I'm not sure. I just want to know age-wise, just to help cement where they are and how much like training they've had and stuff like that. So it always helps. So if you guys know the answer, let me know in the comments below. It'd really be helpful. Thank you for that. And that's about it. So what did you guys think about episode 102? Was everything you were hoping for? Were you overwhelmed with so much information? I mean, I read the book, and even though it's still a bit foggy since it's been so many years, it still felt like an overwhelming piece of information overload for sure. So I definitely have to rewatch it again, take it in slowly, and see what sticks. But I definitely like the fact that we dived right into it, and we're on this very fast-paced journey. And so hopefully we'll see where that takes us. And it seems like we're going by the book. It looks like it. So what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. I would appreciate that. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel so you can be alerted to any more videos for Shadowhunters that I post, as well as any of the other shows that I cover. You never know, we might have the same shows in mind, and subscribing is the best way to stay up to date on that. Also, if you know anyone else who's a fan of the Shadowhunters or Mortal Instruments series and they haven't watched the show, or if you want them to get a sense of an idea of what other people think, share this video with them. Spread the word around. Let's have this fan base growing. The books created this beautiful world, and I'd love to see how it unfolds for our eyes. So let's give the support that it deserves. And that's about it. So also check on my Tumblr if you want any details. I usually reblog everything I come across, like episode synopses, which come out 2 weeks before the episode airs, so you can find that there. You can find episode GIFs, whether it's character-based, episode-based, dialogue-based, all that. It's pretty, I think I've organized it pretty well. The link for those will be down in the description box below. My Tumblr basically covers anything TV, so go check that out. And that's about it. So guys, this is Mel, wishing you all a safe and happy day wherever you are. And tune in next week for episode 103. So I'll see you then. Bye for now.